Probably about 2 hours worth. That should be good. Are y'all up for it? First of all, I want to thank Melinda. She asked me to do this again this year. I did it a few years ago, and it was a lot of fun. But now I got to start off with the story of how I met Melinda. I was best friends with her sister Stephanie, who unfortunately passed away from cancer. She's one of the ones that we've lost. And we were best friends, and boy, we used to have some fun. I'm sure Melinda could tell you some stories, but first I'm going to tell one that's quite funny. It's in the year 2000, and I had just gone to the doctor for just a regular, normal checkup, and they came back. I think I was about to be 30 years old, and they called me and said, by the way, you have cervical cancer. So they caught it early, said they should be able to just do surgery, a partial hysterectomy, and I shouldn't have to have any treatments or anything. And I was going to have surgery, I think, the day after my birthday. So we decided to have a happy birthday / pre-hysterectomy party. And we all went to Applebee's. Melinda, Sergio's helping with the live tracks. So Melinda was there, Stephanie was there, a bunch of us girls all went to Applebee's, and this is a true story, Melinda can tell you. I went and asked the people, how you have to put your name, turn your name in, table of, whatever. So they came over to the loudspeaker and said, uterus, party of 10.
True story.
True story. We got our table, and I had a cake, and it said happy birthday / pre-hysterectomy, and someone tried to draw some ovaries or something on the cake. I'm not sure what it was. But, so like I said, luckily, that was the end of that. Had surgery, and everything was all good, and went on about my life. And then comes 2007, end of 2007, and I've been in healthcare, working at a doctor's office for years, and I found a lump in this breast. And I wasn't 40, I'd never had a mammogram, who wants to go have those or not? Fun. Nobody's going to sign up for one, voluntarily. So, Sergio. So I said, should I go get it checked? And I asked one of the nurses I work with, she said, let's just send you, we'll be safe, go get it checked, everything should be okay. So I go in for the mammogram, and they do that, and then immediately they're taking me down to ultrasound, but they keep looking in the other one, and I'm like, but the lump's over here, so I'm not sure, what's going on. And then I get that call again, sorry, you have breast cancer. And by the time they found it, it was in this breast, it was all the way in my chest wall, it was already 2 centimeters, so had I not found the lump in this one, he said it might have been too late to do anything, so I think Stephanie was looking out for me and told me it was time to go to the doctor. That's what I tell myself. So from then came the surgeries, and then 3 months of chemo and radiation burns and all that fun stuff you get that goes along with it. And I was like, what can I find positive out of having this cancer? So I was like, well, let's see, I'm going to be on chemo, so I'll be really sick, so I'll lose some weight. And I said, I'll be skinny by the time summer gets here. Well, then they didn't tell me they put you on steroids, so I gained about 40 pounds. And summer came along, and I was fat and bald. So that's not how I thought that summer was going to go. But there it went. So I made it through that and went on about my life again. And like I said, worked at the doctor's office, and then found a spot on my leg in 2012. And they always say, don't go looking on the internet or you're going to find like a million diseases, that you think you have. As a matter of fact, I actually drew this the other night playing, because me and my daughter picked, because every time I go to the doctor, I have a new illness. So I made my wheel of illnesses. So when I go, I'm just going to spin the wheel and see what I'm going to get that time when I go. And there's one that's like a mystery, so I don't know what that might be. It's not good, because I only get the cool diseases when I go. I go big. So I kept looking at the spot on my leg. I was like, I think I'll go. So I went, and he looked at it, and he took it off, and got that call again. Yes, you have skin cancer this time, and had to go in for surgery for that one. So got a big old scar on my leg. I tell everybody that it was like, from a dog fight or something I was in. Make it sound, bar fight or something. But so then the next year, I said, oh my gosh, I've got 2 more. So here I go back to the doctor again. 2 more skin cancers. And he said, look, I know how you are. You're riddled with this stuff. Let's just go ahead and cut them out now and be done with it so you don't have to come back. So I did. So haven't had cancer since 2013 so far. It's like people don't understand that haven't been there and haven't survived how it changes everything. Mentally, physically, emotionally, your body on the inside is never the same. It's like, I mean, it never goes away, you know. I mean, I live in pain every day from radiation. Now I've got other stuff going on, of course, I just found out about it. I'm not sure what all this is yet, but had to go for a bone scan, and I've got hypercalcemia, I've got severe osteoporosis, I've got a heart problem going on. So actually I go to the doctor Monday, so who knows, I'll have to spin my wheel and see what I'm gonna find out on Monday. But then just the beginning of this month, I got up and I said, oh my gosh, I've got a kidney stone. And I've already had one before. Has anybody had a kidney stone? Well, they are not fun, I'm telling you. So I went in, and like I said, I work at a doctor's office. Went in that morning and said, I've got a kidney stone. And they said, well, you don't know, let us be the judge. I said, oh, I've got a kidney stone, I know. So they said, just wait a couple of days, see if it passes. Well, of course, it didn't. So actually, it was April the 1st, April Fool's Day. I drove myself to Moore County Hospital at 4 o'clock in the morning with my kidney stone, and ended up, because it had been in there so long, because nobody would do anything, ended up in there for 5 days on IV antibiotics because I had a staph infection. So, like I said, this was just on April 1st. So I was in there, and then 3 weeks ago today was my surgery for that. So I told Melinda, I said, I don't know if I can do this speech, but I promised her I would. And don't go back on my word. So I said, I'll do it. But it's definitely been hard over the years. My daughter lives with me, and she's a lot of help. She's been through plenty of it, that's for sure. Riding back and forth to hospitals and riding back and forth to doctor's appointments and all that. So she's definitely like a best friend. And I went through, you know, like I said, your body's not the same, and you live in pain. You're tired all the time. You get, worn out, and people don't understand anymore because your hair's grown back and you look like yourself again. And so they're like, well, she looks fine. She feels fine. You know, they don't know what it's like on the inside. And over the past couple of years, I've gone through like severe depression, anxiety, panic attacks. I've had it's been a bad couple of years. And I actually spent about a month or two ago, I went and got myself a tattoo. And if you read it, it says, I'm fine. But if you turn it this way, it says, save me. So I wanted to get that just to kind of give me a little, thing to try to get through everything. And it's like, you look around at all these people, and this is just like one teeny tiny little room of cancer survivors. And it sucks that people get cancer. Cancer sucks, and it should be stopped. There's got to be something, so people can quit getting sick, and we don't have to see any more people suffer and go to any more funerals. It's just not fair. I want to thank Melinda, like I said, for asking me to come and speak. It means a lot, just because we've been friends for many, many, many years. I could tell y'all some stories on her if you want to get with me later. Tell her what. No, tell her. Now let me see, what other good stuff do I have to say? Oh, I was going to say one thing. If you feel something is wrong with you, you make sure you go to the doctor, because you know your body. And if you feel something's not right and they tell you everything's fine, don't worry about it, and you know something is wrong, then you go somewhere else until you find out what's going on. Because you know your body, and had I not, gone when I did, I could have, he told me, he said, your kidney could have gotten blocked, you would have been septic, and, so you don't know. If you feel like something's wrong, get it checked. Make sure you make everybody else get it checked. And tonight, everybody should just look around at everybody and see all these survivors, and when you get up at the end of the night, just hug somebody and tell them, that you're glad they're still here, that they overcome the battle and how hard it is, and that you understand. Now Sergio, I need to do that Dirty Dancing lift, so can you come pick me up? I'm going to run up and jump off the table. I need you to catch me. I told Melinda I was gonna bring like flaming batons and do like a whole workout and show and like the mambo and the dirty dance and lift, but after all that food, I just don't think I can. I'm gonna have to wait till next year. But I want to thank y'all for letting me come and speak. It's always fun. I love coming every year. I love all of y'all. I love Melinda to death. She knows that. Sometimes we don't see each other, but you know how it is. You finally email and you get on Facebook and you text and stuff like that. But she knows I love her, and we've had some good times, and I sure miss Stephanie with all my heart. That's for sure. I think about her a lot. And I just, hope all of y'all here that, I hope everything is good. I hope you stay survivors and nothing ever comes back, and I hope everything is good for everybody. And I go to the doctor Monday, and let's hope nothing else ridiculous is wrong, because I can't deal with much more. Or I really am going to get some flaming batons and hit myself over the head. So I won't really stay up here for 2 hours and keep y'all, but thanks for letting me come and speak. And the food was delicious, ladies and gentlemen right there. Johnny, need a shout out to the kitchen. And thanks to all these beautiful ladies who always do such a good job every year. It's like they get all this done for us, and as soon as relay is over, they're already starting on next year's relay. They don't even get a break. It's like, you're like, oh my gosh, it's over. Okay, now we got to start again for next year. So they really work their butts off, and so they deserve all of our love. Thank y'all for listening to me, and everybody say a prayer for everybody, that everything's good with everybody, and just always remember that survivors rock. Amen.